Last May, I went out to the West Coast, to LA and to San Francisco, to debate Sam Harris at UCLA, the author of The End of Faith and Letter to a Christian Nation, and then on to San Francisco to debate Christopher Hitchens, who wrote God is Not Great. I hadn't paid close attention until those debates to these so-called new atheists, people who have used atheism as a kind of stick to attack Christian fundamentalism, indeed religious fundamentalism of all types. I was appalled when I read through their work and then walked away from these debates at how similar these atheists were to the very fundamentalists they attack. In essence, they, for me, were or are secular fundamentalists and engage in the same kind of sloganeering and jingoism that characterizes the very shallowness and intellectual hollowness of the religious right. They call for an eradication of irrational religious hordes, or certainly a conversion, in the same way that the religious right does. Sam Harris, for instance, in his book, The End of Faith, talks about carrying out a nuclear first strike against the Arab world. He defends torture. Christopher Hitchens, of course, is one of the premier apologists for preemptive war, and including one of the great defenders of the war in Iraq. And I don't think this is accidental, because what they have done is, through this kind of atheism, created a kind of secular religion, where they, like the Christian right, place people on another moral plane. Some people are worthy of moral consideration, some are not. It is a matter of us and them. They also believe in the use of violence as a kind of cleansing agent. They are as utopian as the Christian right. They believe in collective moral human progress. Now, there is nothing in human nature or human history to support the idea that we are advancing collectively, morally, as a species. It doesn't matter whether you believe that God is going to, or Jesus is going to descend from the sky and lift us all up into paradise, or the science and reason is somehow going to create the perfect world. Both of these belief systems are self-delusional, and because they coalesce politically, the kinds of things that the new atheists write about Muslims, for instance, could be lifted from a sermon of the most rabid fundamentalist. I spent the summer writing a book called I Don't Believe in Atheists, and it is an assault very similar to the kind of assault that I made on the Christian right in my previous book called American Fascists, the Christian Right and the War in America. I think both movements are dangerous, and in a moment of an economic meltdown or another catastrophic terrorist attack, especially if it's believed to have come from the Muslim world, these groups will come together to foster a kind of intolerance and abuse of Muslims, both beyond our borders as well as the 6 million Muslims within our society, that I find frightening.